warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Rizka Kusuma Wardani. Today I will explain about various kinds of assessing. Assessing reading. Reading is a dynamic process in which the reader interacts with the text to construct meaning. Reading difficult divided into two, reader variables and text variables. Reading skills include understanding at the sentence level, intersentence level, and components of non-linear text. Okay, level assessing reading comprehension. Literal comprehension. Teacher can ask students to find information and ideas that are explicitly stated in a text. Referential comprehension. Students need to be able to see relationships among ideas, for example, how ideas go together, and also see the implied meanings of these ideas. And then critical reading comprehension. Students can be tested on the following skills: the ability to differentiate between facts and opinions, recognize persuasive statements, and judge the accuracy of the information given in the text. Okay, next is assessing grammar. English grammar is chiefly a system of syntax that decides the order and patterns in which words are arranged into sentences from Clause 1982. Characteristic to measure communicative grammar. The text must provide more context than only a single sentence. The test taker should understand what the communicative purpose of the text is. They should also know who the intended audience is. They must have to focus on meaning and not form to answer correctly. And recognize is not sufficient. The test taker must be able to produce grammatical responses. Okay, alternative assessment. Games, classrooms of observation, online activities, portfolio, and written assignments. Okay, next is assessing reading. Genre of reading is academic, job-related, and personal. Categories divided into two, micro skills and macro skills. Micro skills of reading are appropriately applied to imitative and intensive types of reading text. Macro skills reading are essentials for the successful mastery of responsive and extensive writing. Okay, type of writing is imitative, intensive, responsive, and extensive. Okay, scoring methods divided into three. Holistic scoring. General description for categories, but includes the different elements of writing implicitly or explicitly. The result is usually a global grade, such as A, B, C, D, and E. And then primary trait scoring. The teachers focus on a particular component of the writing, but may include a secondary trait which may receive less weight. And then analytic scoring. Students' writing is evaluated based on detailed grades for elements of writing such as vocabulary, grammar, composition, or mechanic. Okay, assessing speaking divided into five. This is imitative. At the end of a continuum of types of speaking performance is the ability to simply parrot back or imitate a word or phrase or possibly a sentence. This is purely phonetic level of oral production. A number of prosodic, lexical, and grammatical properties of language may be included in the criterion performance. The test is word, repetition, and font pass. Intensive production of short stretches of oral language designed to demonstrate competence in a narrow band of grammatical, phrasal, lexical, or phonological relationship, such as prosodic elements, intonation, stress, rhythm, and juncture. The test is direct response, read aloud, sentence and dialogue completion, picture cue, and translation. And then responsive interaction and task comprehension, but at the somewhat limited level of very short conversation, standard greetings, and small talk. simple requests and comments, and the like. The test is question and answer, giving instruction and direction, paraphrasing, and test of spoken English. And then interactive. Interactive can take two forms of transactional language, which has the purpose of exchanging specific information, or interpersonal exchange, which have the purpose of maintaining social relationships. The test is interview, role play, discussion and conversation, games, and oral proficiency interview. Okay, extensive. Extensive is oral production task includes speeches, oral presentations, and storytelling, during which the opportunity for oral interaction from listeners is either highly limited, perhaps to nonverbal responses, or ruled out altogether. The test is oral presentation, picture cue storytelling, retelling story and use event, and translation. Okay, last is assessing listening. Types of listening divided into four: intensive, responsive, extensive, and selective. Intensive is information and words intonation. Responsive is reading comment and question. Selective is radio, news items, and stories. Extensive is listening for the gist, the main idea, and making inference. Okay, skill of listening is micro skills and macro skills. Micro skills is attending to the smaller bits and chunks of language in more of bottom-up process. Macro skills is focusing on the larger elements involved in a top-down approach. Okay, makes listening difficult is clustering, redundancy, reduced forms, performance variables, colloquial language, rate of delivery, stress, rhythm, intonation, and interaction. Okay, and then assessment task is intensive listening, responsive listening, selective listening, and extensive listening. Okay, thank you for your attention. I hope this can be conveyed clearly. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.